Hi everyone, this is Connie with Prairie Paper Crafts, coming on today to share with you a one-page layout that has truly been a work in progress for, well, a good month. I had my paper pieces done, my title done. I finally figured out the photo mats I wanted to use. It just was not coming together for me, so I'm going to try it. Today, I think I finally got it how I want it. So this is, I'm starting with just a 12 by 12 base, which took me a while to figure out the color itself. And then I cut down just a white piece of paper. This is, I think it's kind of like the paper you get possibly in the plastic pages when you buy them. I'm not sure. I do know it's very thin, and I could have just gotten some very white thin paper that my crazy wonderful sister picked up for me, but it works great for layering. I just like that because it's not so thick. Anyway, 11.5 wide, 11.5 inch tall. Did that for other purposes on the matting, so I want to get that down first, and I'm going to figure out, that was really smart. I put it on top of the ruler I wish to use. I want to get my 12-inch page layered as close as possible. To move this a little bit. This might go in and out of screen. I do apologize. You'll be able to see most of it, and I will try to get a good picture at the end. I'm just trying to get this centered. Yes, I'm very particular. You guys can laugh all you wish. I don't mind. I went to the post office this morning and I had to wait for a little bit, so I was looking at cards. Oh, excuse my glue bottle. Been right everybody's vision, excuse me. Cannot get rid of this cough. Anyway, I was just looking at cards there. Sometimes I like to look at them for the sayings and get ideas. I get ideas in weird places. And oh gosh, there is a card there I have to get for my sister for her birthday. I'll just share a little story, and at some point I'll share the card if I think of it. At my other house, my first house I ever owned, my garage was attached, and there was also, you know, this small door, entry door. My sister came over one day, and I said, well, just knock on the door, and I'll let you in. I said, I'll leave the little garage door open, so knock on the back door of the house. Well, you know, okay, she would do that. That was fine. And it wasn't long, and I thought I heard a car door outside, but I didn't hear anybody knocking, and I was busy, so I just thought, oh, it's just the neighbors. Pretty soon, I thought what sounded like it was my garage door going up and down, and I thought, well, what in the world is going on? I go and look, you know. Here my sister is standing at my back door. So why didn't you knock? Well, I rang your doorbell. I said, I don't have a doorbell. I don't know what you're talking about. And she said, well, right there. And she showed me, here comes the garage door up and down again. I said, you know, that's the garage door opener. Well, I thought it was kind of high place for the doorbell. And this card, I don't remember the exact saying I saw today, but something about sending a birthday text with the garage door opener. Did you get my happy birthday message? And so I got to go back to the post office next week. I might have to consider getting that card for her birthday, because if you know, it'll fit perfectly for her. I love my sister, but she's the life of the party because she's just very, very smart, but sometimes common sense is lacking. I don't know. how to explain, but she's the best sister, but she's just kind of crazy. We have a lot of laughs together. This scalloped circle is cut from Cricut Designs base. Excuse me if I got in the video. I'm having a rough day today. Everything's flying everywhere. Anyway, this is my next layer going down. It is cut at, we will see. I don't keep measurements. Like I said, I cut this so long ago. This also would be 11.5 by 11.5, or the largest it could go. Then my next layer I'll be putting on, got lots of layers here. This was an afterthought I thought about last night. This is cut, it's 11.5 inch wide, I can tell you that. And it's 4.5 inches tall. I am using up a lot of paper that I've had for a long time and yet didn't always have, you know, purpose for maybe one piece out of a pack or a couple pieces. So it's just been nice to use up some paper. I really looking forward to that. And I'm eyeballing this. I'm not going to center it specifically. Sometimes I just want to make sure it's, you know, pretty much even on the sides here. But otherwise, between, I don't care. I'm going to put my top border on next. I created this with the Martha Stewart punch. I will come back off camera because it would take me a while on camera, and I think you know how to glue. But the little icicle pieces, so to speak, that do come down, I do come back with my art glitter glue, and I do stick those down pretty well so they don't keep snagging, you know, when you take it out in and out of the plastic sleeves. I'm going to turn this on its side and put this right at the top of the white piece. So this is also cut at 11.5 inches long, and I'll give you an approximate width in a moment here. Just want to get it glued down best I can. It's just not the icicle portion, but the rest of it. It's about 5/8 of an inch, approximately 1/2 inch to 5/8. I just cut a piece, excuse me, and then I just start punching. Then if it looks too long, too wide, excuse me, I just chop it off at the top. I'm good. This is part of the reason, this border, that I only did an 11.5 inch white square. I did not feel like hauling out the long mat that I have, so I could only cut this at 11.5. I didn't think about putting it crosswise on the mat. Sometimes it's late when I do things, so. But this is from both pieces. They're all one. I think it's called Wavy Border from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. I really like this for grass, hills, whatever. Both pieces come together. You could just do one. I just chose to put it on the blue. I ran this through the, I think it's called Falling Snowflakes, Softly Falling, I'm not sure. It's one of my favorite embossing folders from Stampin' Up. I'll just stop and think about that a moment. I've had it for quite a while now. I don't know if it's available. Very sorry. Again, call me crazy. It's good. I know that. But I like to use up what I have. I do not very often buy a lot of new stuff. It's got to be something that I'm going to use quite a bit or really, really like. I'd rather spend my money on paper and getting my SVG files. Well, of course, I always have to have adhesive, but everybody, you know, I think it's great. People buy the new tools and all that. Some things, yeah, but I'm good. Also, you know, when you have less space, I'm good. I manage just fine. This piece going down here at the bottom. So, just so you can see good, it's going to butt up with this white piece. Well, eventually it will at the bottom, so it's even with the bottom piece. I think the crazy winter weather's gotten to me, guys. It's actually melting outside today, and it's, what, middle of January? It should be really cold. Not complaining, because probably next month, in the month March and February and March will probably be, you know, cold and snowy and all that good stuff. So I was at the grocery store this morning, and they were saying, some of the people were commenting, you know, how nice it was. I agree, it is wonderful. I will take it. I'm trying to get this so I don't press too hard, so I smash down the embossing, but want to make sure it's stuck down also. And my page seems kind of monochromatic. I do that sometimes because then the photos will stand out better. So, give you an idea. Did something different with my photo mats this time I was going to share with you. And I'm just going to lay them now to position them. But I put a layer, this foam tape, or foam sticky stuff, about 1/4 of an inch wide. Because I have these extra pieces on here. You could journal, put 2 photos. You could put your photo, you know, the other photo here. I want them to be able to, well, in this case, to slide behind the photo mat if the individual wants, or if I end up using it. You know, you have extra room for photos, or like I said, journaling. So it could go either way. But if you've ever stuck down these without any foam tape, they can be difficult sometimes to raise up or get your pictures in behind, or, you know, your little pieces. So I just decided for this specific, I'm going to try it. I'm going to put it on foam tape and see if I like it. But because I want to be careful how far to the side and bottoms I put it. I want to kind of stick within that 1/4 inch range because it will, you know, cause that dimension on the side of your plastic page. So I want to keep that in mind. Now, my paper pieces, I know for sure these snowmen and the 2 trees. Get a hold of them today. And then the little snow piece are all from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. I was lucky enough to win a free file, or files, I should say. I think maybe this came when I got 4. And this was one of them that I got. The title, I do not know if it was there or if I got it out of Cricut Design space. I'm really sorry. I did run all of the top pieces through like a Swiss dots, just a plain Swiss dots folder. The N and the W do have the Sparkle Noir, the clear sparkle. Popped that up. It's going to go here. And, okay. These pieces, I think I pretty much made them so they were all, when they were grouped, they all came in the same size. But to give you an idea, this is about 7 inches long. Now the trees, I might have resized one slightly. I don't know if they were both the same size or not. This tree, this is a smaller, it's about 4 1/2 tall. And then this one is not quite 5, 4 3/4. Tree themselves ran through the Swiss Dots Cuttlebook folder. It is white core paper, which I did ink the edges. So what happens when you run them through the Cuttlebook, you're going to see the white core come through. It was not real prominent, but I kind of liked it, so I took the white chalk, excuse my reach, my pan pastels, and then I just took my big sponge dauber and really lightly ran over that with the pan pastels, just to give it look a little bit more white, like snow falling, you know, in there. So I'm going to cut these. Now these pieces are not on foam tape, and I did not put foam tape on because of the little pieces for the earmuffs. I am impressed how they cut out with the Cricut. I don't know cutting them any smaller if they would have worked very well. Very impressed with that though. And then the eyes on both sets, not sure how well that's going to pick up. I can see it from here, but I apologize on the camera. There are 2 layers of glossy accents on each of the sets of eyes. And then also on the, pointing out with the tweezers, the boots here, and then you can see on here. I did use colored pencils just to give a little bit more dimension. I do that a lot with my paper pieces. And this set reminds me again so much of my sister and I when we were younger. I could see her pushing me down the hill in no time, laughing at the chance to do so. I messed up one thing. I can't do a layout or anything lately without messing up, really. Part of the reason I like my adhesive I use. I want to put, how did I have this? Smaller tree over here to my right, but I want that smaller tree to go behind my border piece. And it's going to go at an angle, and it's going to go pretty close to the edge there. This is going to go somewhere in here, and it's going to come pretty much to the edge also. And then this tree is actually going to go under this top white piece somewhere. I'm not sure where. It also goes at an angle, and I'm just piecing it there for now, just laying it. Okay, that's back where I want it there. These are the 2 tricky pieces. I don't want them off the white over here. I want them at a little bit. This guy, I think in the picture it's that they were straight or flat, you know. Well, this guy I'm going to put at an angle as he's going downhill, and she's giving him a nice little push. So, you know, kids will be kids, right? And then this tree, I gotta kind of get this, excuse my fingers, this is where I'm having to struggle how I want to get it, because I want a little bit of the trunk to show. So I'm good with where my trees are. I'm going to put those down first. I'm going to use a pencil. Well, I don't have to this time, if I just, because I've got my, on this side I got my border piece to show where it's going to go. The other one I'm kind of going to pencil it in a little bit. And I know where to start putting stuff down, and I'm just gluing my tree here. I just think this is a really cute layout. It's I think it's one of her little bit older files. I don't remember exactly. I know I've looked at it several times. But if you have kids in snow, for those of us that are crazy enough to live in anywhere with snow in the winter, lately I say I think I should move, but out of that area. But this is a really cute piece. I could change up the colors, but you know, a lot of times the SVG files on the computer don't always do things justice, so don't let that limit you, so to speak. I just want to kind of put a little bit of a dot up there so I have an idea and I know where I'm putting this tree down. The beauty of pencils, you can erase so easily. In my world, I erase a lot. So I'm really slow getting glue on, guys. Sometimes I think, oh, I use too much. I envy people that use their ATG guns. I hate mine. I think I've mentioned that before. We have a love-hate relationship, that thing and I. Okay. Again, I gotta bring back my piece here so I know where to put it. Because this is kind of... This is not exactly how this looked. If you look at the file, this snow piece is up higher and it's just a little bit different. But that's just an idea. Keep it, obviously you know that if you paper piece, do layouts. So, but if you're new to some of this, don't let it limit you. Excuse me, everyone. My voice is just... I don't know what's going on, but I want it to come back to normal, if that will ever happen. I just got my mail this morning and I see the mailman's back. If you send me something, I apologize. I'm kind of slow at getting mail. They deliver packages right to my door, thank goodness, but mail, no. I had a struggle getting it this morning too because snow is kind of deep by it and it's really slippery. So it was, I got it, but kind of interesting. Trying to think what glue I want to use here for my pieces. I think I'm going to use both my beacon and my art glitter, just because that sled has a lot of little thin runners, and also that black, I do want to get some adhesive on that too, so on the top of their, like that wire piece or whatever you want to say, on their earmuffs. So just so you can kind of see, I am really actually just kind of, I don't need a lot. This is very strong glue. It's just when you put, when you start adding things to, like layers and stuff, to anything that's embossed, it does not stick as well. I don't know if you've found that, so yeah. And I was at the grocery store this morning. I found something for my mother for Valentine's Day. And I thought, oh, that'd be good for her and fun. Well, and it was ironic because recently on one of my posts for Cricut Designs, someone had asked how I make a slider box or a slider treat candy bar holder. Well, the package I got today for what I got for my mother would work very well, excuse me, for a slider box. And so I'm going to, I will be showing a video of the paper piece I decide to use. I'm not sure, probably one I have in my file somewhere, and then I'll just, it won't be a newer one, I will let you know but I'll do the paper piece and then I'll do a quick video on how you do a slider box if you are not familiar with that. They're very simple, but I think they're pretty, I like them. For a cute little thing, sometimes you want to do something instead of a card, or you just want to give someone a little pick-me-up. A candy bar is a great way to do that if they can have candy. This happens to be boxes of Andy's Thin Mints for Valentine's Day, and I thought, oh, she likes those. That's what I'm going to do for her. We don't do anything much, so perfect. I'm just trying to glue down the scarf a little better. So I apparently didn't do that the best sometimes I forget to come back and do that when I paper piece, so. Too cute. Okay, try to get some glue on this tile quick. And then I will put my photo mats down and attempt to get those straight. I don't know, it's been quite a while. I don't know, quite a while. It's relative, you know, time-wise, but I was gifted the tea ruler from Kim Ferguson, and I still use it when I do cards. I haven't done layouts for a while, but I love that thing. I just, it's been a wonderful product, because I seem to have to think you have to have everything perfectly straight unless you're specifically doing it crooked, you know, which sometimes that's what you want, but okay, I'm going to bring this down a little bit so it's filling up a little bit of space and you see a little bit more of the border, and I'm going to lift it up so I can tell if it's somewhat straight, because I can't stand where I'm sitting, or from what I'm sitting here. I'm good with that. I don't usually do a lot of dimension on my scrapbook pages, and so kind of ironic that I did this time, but yeah, let's do something different. You can see why I come back and glue that. That top polka dotted border right there is very thin paper, and it works, you know, again, for layering it's great, but you're going to start taking your pages out and in and out every once in a while. They're going to start ripping really bad, so that's why I try to be ever so careful with that. I'm going to try laying this at 1/2 inch. Too much, so I'm going to layer these so they're right up to the 1 inch, or the white, this outside layer's got like 1/4 inch, and then kind of see in here, this one would, you'd probably slide down. Yep, it's good. So I'm just going to use that as my guide. Much easier to get it straight, or what appears to be straight in my world. I didn't realize I had missed doing videos. I think taking that a little bit extra break, and I appreciate you guys being patient with me, but I think that helped a lot. I got a lot done. Not saying that I was still creating, but sometimes I just need a little bit of a break. I failed to mention about my photo mats. I apologize. I'm going to put them down, the other one down, and then I'll give you a little bit more information. They're very easy to do. Just, you know, to be a little more decorative if you wish. I know the photos are going to cover it up. I get that, but just going to share with you if you wish. And this one I'm going to put fairly close. Oh, this one has to go this way. I'm reading the script on there, and you know, I know last night I was ever so careful when I put that tape, the foam strips on. Now, get it right so you get the pocket going in the right direction. So now I try to put it, try to put it down crooked, or the wrong direction. Okay. I gotta cap my glue. We're done with the actual layout. My border, or my page mats are, this one's 4.5 by 4.5. I know that one was square. This one is 4.5 by 5.5. So what I did, these two border pieces, these purplish pieces, they are actually this border right here, this bottom border, just shrunk down to the size I wanted. These little snowflakes I used are actually from a very old Scrapbook folder. Excuse me, like the embossing, not embossing, the cutting files, those little 3-inch, I think 2.5, 3-inch little plates that you could get. I don't remember what they're called. I don't even know if they make them anymore. I got it with the Scrapbook, probably, I don't know, whenever they first came out, or right after that, when I got my baby personal size Cricut. And I remembered I had them. They're layered 3 inches, or 3 deep, to give it a little bit of thickness, and the camera won't pick it up, but there is sparkle noir on that. You don't see it a lot, but in the light you get a little bit of glitter. And then I just added some little or some little half pearls on there just to give a little extra color on my pages, on my mats. So, and then this is just a punch that I have from Stampin' Up, and I don't remember. It's retired. It's not available. I think it's very difficult even to be able to purchase anywhere online. I just wanted something on there. I didn't like them plain. There is my finished layout. I will try to get a picture so I can include it in the video at the end. I want to thank you all for joining me, putting up with my quirkiness lately. It's had a lot of things going on that I just don't share I try not to share all the time. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope I've given you some inspiration. Have an awesome day, everybody. Thanks for watching.